So it leaked there before. Don't tell me it just started because we showed up.
It's RV inspection day, and today we are in Opelousas, Louisiana, about to inspect this Grand Design Reflection 337 RLS. Now, our customer is not far from here, and he's going to drop by today to see what we have found so far. But we're going to update you at lunchtime and the end of the day, so stick around.
All right, first glimpse, 2021, right during COVID. So COVID build. So you know how everybody goes around with the COVID build? Well, let's see what Grand Design did back then. Maybe they weren't on welfare. Maybe they were on it. Or maybe it is a piece of crap. We'll see. So first glimpse, there's a couple of points that I hurry up and go. As I'm walking, I see stuff here. But that's the problem with having a different eye. My first reaction was this slide out. So my fear every time there's no slide out topper, floor looks solid, but if you look here, this is condensation, meaning, you remember when we talk about humidity, cold, hot. So if it's cold in this box and the AC is blasting, and underneath it's 102 degrees like it is right now, that's what it would tend to do. So it all drips off and it's just surface moisture. So this will dry. So this is not from a leak. But I'll be testing this to make sure that we got nothing, but so far it looks solid. Overall, it looks pretty solid. Okay, so another detail I want to bring up that I forget often, and I have to do it on mine on one special seal. Our wiper seal around our boxes. When you park, I want you to pay attention to these. These have to be on roll. Every time you park, have a stick, have something. Or like one of my good friend did, I'm not going to name his name, but his name is Izzy from Endless RVing. He took a little strip of car striping with a little kind of bulb, and he stuck it about an inch and a half from the edges. So when his slide out come out, it unrolls the seal. Or me, so far, I've been taking a stick and I'm doing this. So if you go around the box, you're going to see the other one too. So let's go on this one, just to give you an idea. So this one, for instance, if you look up there, imagine your water's going right inside. So when you have pouring rain and there's storm coming up and you didn't unroll your seal, this is water coming in directly in your living room or bedroom or wherever. So keep that in mind. Now let's get to work. We'll see you at lunchtime. All right, lunchtime recap. Piece of what you said? Built during COVID? Oh yeah, that must be a disaster. It must be a piece of, Not at all. We're stunned. Her and I are going around here and it's like, I told the customer, he's in here right now taking pictures. He doesn't want to be on tape, but he says, no, Christy wants to know. I'm going to take pictures inside. Wait till he gets his report. The picture he's going to take for Christy is nothing. Wait, Christy, you'll have a nice picture. You'll see what Laurel did for you. You'll see every square inch of the inside of that unit. But for us here, I've got a perfect shell. Laurel almost laughed because now she's telling me once I'm under that almost hit my head. So as we showed you this morning, I just had this humidity fear about this, which is fine. We're done with that. My biggest issue right now is basically this. As you can see, we got residue underneath there. So this water relief valve is actually leaking. That's the physical problem I have here. And I have on my brake the oops switch, the switch that if ever you lost your trailer, it would hit the brake. I get about 11.6 amps out of the system, which should be around 12 and a half. So since this is a 2020, it might have been here for a year or 6 months. So maybe it's just a brake magnetic that is, there might just be a little bit of surface rust on there. I just told the customer to look into that to make sure that they check it, they use it a little bit, retest it. So you'd be safe, it'd be A1. Other than that, everything so far, my propane, no leak, zero. Hot skin system on here, which is typical of Grand Design. They do an awesome job. For us, this is close to perfection. It is the nicest place, dealership that I've found so far in all the states that we've done since the last 2-3 years. And over 100 units inspected, 150, how many ever. This is the nicest. Coming up to this place, they cleaned it, they kept it in shape. Opelousas. It's called Corvell Dealership in Opelousas, Louisiana. But they go above and beyond, and the customers here, and that's what he said, says, no, we've been around a lot of places around here, and this is the place to be. People here seems to be nice. We haven't seen them. They put us underneath this carport, they let us go, and we just heard from the customer that he says, oh, no, the owner sees you on camera. He's been watching you all morning, and he says he's impressed. He's never seen an inspector going through all the details like you guys actually work. So that was good. Let's go see what Laurel has for lunchtime recap.
So it's lunchtime and we are so excited. I'm telling you, this is a beautiful rig. You talk about COVID build, I don't know. We're not finding many big issues, which is great. It's almost picture perfect. By the end of the day, I think we're going to be able to say that. We do have a couple of things. Underneath the fridge, there is an area down here that you can see that the paper is kind of peeling. So there's been some moisture condensation of some sort down there. As far as that goes, there's my pocket doors and the bedroom door too. On the side edge of that, it's got paint that's kind of peeling. The walls are solid, the floors are solid. It is so clean in here. This dealership has cleaned this entire unit. The only thing that really wasn't that clean, and I've just got to say, is the front of the microwave. All right, really petty, right? And this metal blind behind the stove. They're notorious for getting greasy, but it's also a fire hazard to put something behind there that's not metal. And then while I'm moving my furniture and making sure that my floors are solid, well, I did find this one little thing right here. So whoever owned this RV, if you want this back, let us know. I've got a little Matchbox car for you. And the last thing that I have to tell you before I go to have lunch, the headboard on the bed is quite loose. Now, they're not going to want that to fall on their heads, but it's not a big deal. So yes, these are small things, but this is why they hired us, because they didn't know, would we find big things? Now, we still have the rest of the day, and I still have my water to do. But let's talk about stow and go. So staying right there, when these slides come in, this slide comes directly to the side of the island and the refrigerator comes in. So what can I do? When I come in the door, I do have half of the fridge and half of the freezer that I actually can have access to make lunch, and we have full access to the bathroom and the bedroom. So is this stow and go great? I think it's great. Guys, if you like our videos, we would love it if you'd hit subscribe. You know it's free. And give us a thumbs up and leave us a comment. If you don't know what to comment, just put C4BO. It means comment for Blue Ox. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when our next video comes out.
All right, end of the day recap. So you think you were leaving when, you say? So, no, it's repetitive, and it's how it is. See, we spend the day here. It's now on this fifth wheel, it's about 3:30. We're about done. We're just wrapping up. This has been going on all day. See, you went camping, you left, everything was nice, because they told you did it at PDI, and then you end up at a campground, there's water down there. There's even critters. Water's dripping, and you're saying, okay, where does that come from? Well, this is my refrigerator, this is my hot water heater, so as you can see, I got those little clips. So you can see it's dripping from the floor to the sidewall, and you wonder, now I gotta go back to the dealership. Yeah, you do. How much does that cost you? How much time is that gonna cost you? This is why you're having an inspection. So we catch this before you go out on the road. This is a mishaps right there. Nothing to do with Grand Design, with reflection. It has nothing to do with them. I found what it is, I found the culprit. It's underneath the cabinet. You can access it from the kitchen. As you can see, it's way in the back over there, and it comes from the back of the water heater. So if you don't use this, you don't test this, you don't let it run for a while, how will you know? Well, it's not about to happen. So that's the point of the inspection, and that's why Laurel has the water hooked up all day. We put pressure, we got heat going in there, so everything expands. And this is not a new model. This is actually a 2020 construction. It's used, this guy's gonna buy it. So it leaked there before. Don't tell me it just started because we showed up. So that's my point, nobody fixed this. So now it's gonna be addressed, it's gonna be fixed. Other than that, it's the typical 4 Goodyear tires, endurance, yeah, perfect. 1 Westlake made in China, spare tire, whatever. Hey, at least you got 4 good ones. And the spare one, well, it's life safety. I can't access the tire pressure. And I'm not taking it apart. So they actually put the tire upside down so you don't access the valve. So, well, I didn't check the tire. So they're gonna have to take it out, check the pressure, and turn it the right way. So you know when something happens, you had a flat tire, you got a spare tire you can access, and you know that there's the right pressure in that tire. I'm overall overwhelmed of the quality of this unit. COVID, so stop going with the, oh, it's COVID built, it's a piece of crap. Probably not, maybe not. And if it is, I don't see the difference between pre-COVID and the latest. So let's go see what Laurel found inside.
So it's the end of the day. No, it's a smile. It's a good day. You know, guys, regardless if we find a lot of things or not many things, we touch the same things in every inspection that we do. Top to bottom, front to back, it is definitely a proctology exam. But I will say, I made a prediction, and I was in doing my bathroom and I was doing the water, and I predicted. So here I am on the inside of the shower, and I know some people can say if you try hard enough you can make things leak, but I'm looking right here, okay? So I'm going to point you in that direction, and I am going to predict that it is going to leak. But not only that, let me go on the other side. Here's the other side of the shower, and I'm going to point you down here. What do you think? You can see light, which tells me that possibly, just possibly, here's the other side, that I could have leaks. Well, guys, stick around. I'm about to do the shower. So while I was in there predicting that these corners were going to leak, you're right, they did leak. What's the problem? It just needs to have sealant. Is it a big issue? No. It's something that you want to watch for also. You want to watch your sealant, and as time goes on, re-add sealant. It's the same with around your sink. So there's always sealant that seals here. Sometimes you'll see it's peeled. You'll see some brown, some black getting under there. Wash it and reseal it. The other places that they put sealant are behind the stove, all along the edge. This RV is sealed so nicely. It's beautiful. Someone did a really nice job. But you're working over here with moisture, right? So you definitely want to have that sealant. The other place they sealed is over here, and it is completely sealed. More than likely, you're going to do some food here. You're going to have maybe your coffee bar or something, which includes moisture. So they've sealed their walls to make sure that you don't get moisture into the walls. So sealant is important on the inside as well as the outside. So remember, and do never forget.
It's not about the destination. It's all about the journey.
Expands, and this is not a new model. Okay, so in it,
Make sure that you're not going to get moist.
tires, endurance, yeah, perfect.
It's not about the destination. It's all about the journey.